Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. This is episode number 114, and in this episode, we're going to be completing the Lucky Egg quest. We're here in a gate village, and we have to go visit Bella in Egan's house, the big tree house, duh. Well, let's not waste any time, like I mentioned in my email, which got cut off, by the way. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Oh dear, how annoying, my email to you was cut off. Well, let me explain. Lately, a strange affliction seems to have taken root among the Pokemon in a gate village. If you could, Culination, would you be so kind as to examine the Pokemon of a gate village? Sure, why not? Just a little while ago, Senelor's son came calling for advice. But since my husband is away, I can't be of much help by myself. That's why I'm glad you've come. There are 5 Pokemon in a gate village in total. Please examine them all. I hope I can count on your success. Okay, well, we don't need to examine all 5 of the Pokemon. You need to examine one in particular, and that's going to be in Senelor's house here. And it's going to be this Wobbuffet right here. No. Don't want to actually talk to him because he'll just tell you that the Wobbuffet isn't talking like it normally should. What you need to do is actually talk to the Wobbuffet himself. There we go. And ... silence. This fellow here would always lend an ear to Senelor. Yeah, I know, we already talked about that. And, oh, it seems kind of upset. What's wrong? The frustrated look on its face, it seems as confused as I am over why it can't seem to say anything. So what the hell is going on here? We need to figure out a way to solve this. Ever since that Wobbuffet became that way, my old dad's been depressed, too. Well, if they're best buddies, I guess that makes sense. Maybe it is that thing. You see, I fitted that Wobbuffet with a machine called a Pokemon translator. An old man in the Pokemon Center gave it to me. But while it went on easily enough, the device won't come off. Ah, so there's the culprit, which means we need to go to the Pokemon Center and talk to that old dude. Alright, spill the beans. What's that you say, the Pokemon translator? Yes, it is I who gave them to the good people of a gate village. Of course you did. What's that you say, the Pokemon wearing my machine have been faring poorly? This old man loves new inventions, even though they're usually useless. Well, this one apparently has a very evil use. Oh, child, there's no need to remind me of that, but this isn't good. Pokemon shouldn't be affected this way. I was given those by, Dr. Kaminko, I think it was. He comes by with peculiar inventions every so often. Dr. Kaminko, this is all your fault? Ah, I'm so disappointed. Okay, so now we need to go raid his house. Alright, let's go. Okay, Doctor, spill the beans. What's going on here? The Pokemon translator? How odd, child. It surprises me that you would know something so old. Well, you see, there's something going on. There are only 13 in the world. That was the greatest achievement in my early years. Or it should have been. What happened? Let's explain what's going on to him. Maybe that'll give us some new information. What's that you say? But why would that machine... Anyways, this could be rather problematical. Yes, indeed it could, Doctor. It won't come off unless a voice case is used. Can't be helped. And he's going to give us voice case number 1. And the voice case holds a Pokemon's cry. Of what Pokemon, I don't know. What you must do is play that cry at the Pokemon that cries in the same way. That should disengage the translator. So what you need to do is talk to Dr. Kaminko and he'll play the sound for you, and then you have to go find the Pokemon. So let's play this cry and see where we need to go. Alright, that's going to be Combusken. Back to the Gate Village. Combusken's going to be in this house right here to the left of Senelor's house, and he's just hanging out in the kitchen. And after you make the Combusken listen to the voice case... like so, now he can talk. And the translator became detached, which is what we wanted. Yay, now we need to go back to Dr. Kaminko and get the next capsule. Ah, so the Pokemon was cured. That is good to hear. Incidentally, I found another voice case. And we're going to get voice case number 2. And we're going to need to listen to it. And that's going to be Poochyena. Okay, so to get to Poochyena, you have to go behind Egan's house and take the winding road that's kind of sort of invisible down to the bottom where this old lady is, and we can talk to the Poochyena. And once we make him listen to the voice case, his Pokemon translator is going to come off, and now we're going to have to go back to Dr. Kamenko to get the next voice case. And yes, this is a lengthy process. Kind of sucks, but let's go. Alright, Doctor. We need another voice case. Voice case number 3, and let's listen to it. Alright, that's going to be the Tailo, the Berryman's Tailo. The Berryman is up above the daycare here at the top of where the waterfall is flowing. And, well, you don't actually want to talk to him, but if you do, he'll just mention that his Tailo isn't getting berries anymore because he can't talk, and he's afflicted with some kind of crazy condition. Play the voice case, cry for the Tailo, and his Pokemon translator will become detached, and now he'll go get berries again like he used to do. But we have to go back to the doctor's mansion again. So the Pokemon was cured. That is good to hear. And he's found voice case number 4, which is good news for us. But let's listen to the cry so we know where to go. And that's going to be Wobbuffet. Alright, we're back at Senelor's house, and we're going to try to play the voice case for this Wobbuffet because we heard its cry in the voice case. And once we play it for the Wobbuffet, nothing happened. It still can't talk, and for whatever reason, the voice case just did not work. So now we need to come up with some other plan to help cure this Wobbuffet, because obviously something else is going on here. So we're going to have to go back to Dr. Kamenko yet again and see if he has anything else that we could possibly use on this thing. Alright, Doctor, what do you have for us? What? The voice case failed to work? Bah, it must be defective. It must be trashed. Trashed, I say! And he's going to take voice case 4 away from you and throw it away. All violently. But we have an email. It's Meg from ONBS. I got your number from my brother Net. I'm so sorry to bother you like this, but my Shroomish had suddenly lost its voice. Do you know anything about this condition? I don't know what to do. Please visit us if you have the time. And obviously that's going to be in Pyrite Town, which we haven't been to in quite a while, but yeah, let's explain this to the doctor. What? The same problem showed up in Pirate? What kind of Pokemon is affected this time? Shroomish, you say? Just so happens that I have the voice case containing Shroomish's cry right here. I listened to it a little while ago, so that is without question. So voice case number 5 is going to be for the Shroomish, and you can play it if you want, but either way, we're off to Pirate Town. Alright, into the big white building we go. Thankfully, we don't have to traverse the building so much. He's pretty much right at the entrance here, because Meg and the Shroomish are like the secretaries or the receptionists. So let's talk to the Shroomish. We'll listen to the voice case. And off comes the translator. And this is the only Pokemon that we have to cure here in Pirate Town. Oh, the Shroomish cried. I'm so glad. This phenomenon has been seen among Pokemon in places like Port and Phenac, too. Oh, so I guess we're going to have to go there as well. I wonder what is going on. Oh boy. Let's go back to the doctor's house again. Alright, Doctor, look. This stuff is going on all over the place. The Pokemon translator may have been used in Port and Phenac, too? But why now? Of all things, I'm positive that I'd locked the units away in the basement. Uh-oh, light bulb. It must have been Shobin, the ninny. Of all things to do. Oh, he's pissed. Shobin, come here! Shobin, never mind. Child, you're involved now. You go detach the Pokemon translator units. What's that? You have no more voice cases? I have none either. Very well, take this instead. And we obtained the Cry Analyzer. The Pokemon translators are individually protected with secret passwords. I've forgotten what they were, however. Of course you did, Doctor. Of course you did. Oh boy. Take this Cry Analyzer and say something to the affected Pokemon. A quiz will appear. We have to take a quiz? The answer is the secret password. As such, if the quiz is answered correctly, the translator will detach. Now listen, you must go and detach all the Pokemon translators that are scattered throughout the Ore region. So let's go to Port first. We might as well start there. Okay, so in Port, the first Pokemon is going to be in the house to the left. It's going to be an Oddish. So we can go up and talk to it. And then the Cry Analyzer will start up, and we have to take the quiz, which should be very easy. Please select the keyword. An Oddish evolves into a Gloom. Which item is needed to make a Gloom evolve into a Blossom, a Moonstone, a Leaf Stone? or a Sunstone? Well, a Moonstone doesn't evolve an Oddish at all. A Leaf Stone will evolve it into Vileplume, and a Sunstone will evolve it into Blossom. So the Sunstone is the correct answer, and now Oddish is cured. No more Pokemon Translator issues for you. Let's move on. We have a Magnemite that we have to cure as well. Okay, so this one's going to be directly across from the lighthouse. Once you have the bridges turned in the correct direction, it's going to be to the south. And he's just in the middle of the floor here, so we can talk to him. The Cryoanalyzer started up. What does this Pokemon become when it evolves? Voltorb, Electrode, or Magneton? If you get this answer wrong, you should not be playing this game, and I have no idea how you made it this far to begin with. Obviously, it's going to be Magneton, and his Pokemon Translator is going to fall off, and we have 2 more Pokemon that we have to do, and it's going to be at the Krabby Club, so that's back towards the beginning of the level. Alright, so when you enter the Krabby Club, we're going to be going in the top right-hand corner, and up the stairs, and as you can see, Myra B was dancing on the stage here. I don't know if you saw his afro. Anywho, there's 2 Krabbies over here, and you would have had to have talked to them already to know what their names are, because that's what they're going to ask you. And I guess I'll just show you what happens if you get it wrong, because, yeah, why not? So it just says that there's no response, and you can start it over again. You don't get punished or anything like that, so that's not that bad. We'll do this one now. Alright, please select the keyword. This one is going to be Crabetti. And if you select the right answer, of course, Krabby will be freed, or Crabetti will be freed of her Pokemon Translator. The other one is going to be Crabbilly. So Razzle and Dazzle are the other options, and those are actually the names of the dancers if you came in here towards the beginning of the game. They perform here, and they also were at ONBS in Pirate Town doing a photo shoot type deal. Alright, well that's all the Pokemon in Gadian Port, so now we're off to Phenac City. Alright, the first Pokemon is going to be to the left of the entrance, and it's going to be this Azumarill right here. Alright, time for another quiz. Before its last evolution, which of the following Pokemon was this Pokemon? Marill or Azurill? Well, Azurill is the baby, so Marill would be the middle evolution, so that is the correct answer. And Azumarill will be freed of its Pokemon Translator. Cool beans. Oh wow, my Azumarill laughed. This is great. Thank you so much. You really are here. Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm just kidding. I'm not that full of myself. I'm just a little kid, man. Alright, so there should be a cast form around here. There he is. So let's talk to the cast form. Aw, it looks so sad. Please select the keyword. Cast form is what Pokemon? The Shadow Pokemon, the Weather Pokemon, or the Carefree Pokemon? It's going to be Weather, obviously, because he transforms based on the weather conditions that are out. So that one's fairly easy. All of these are pretty easy. You shouldn't get any of them wrong, other than maybe the Krabby ones, because you might not necessarily know their names, but after a couple of tries, you can get it. The questions don't change, so even if you do get it wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. Alright, there should be at least one more somewhere, if not 2 more. Let's go over to the right here. Ah, yes, this guy has a Linoone, and there'll be one more after this. Alright, please select the keyword. Yes, the cries of 2 Pokemon will now be played. Number 1. That's going to be... Okay. So, there we go. You listen to it. Number 2 is Zigzagoon. Number 1 is Linoone. So, which cry is made by this Pokemon? We'll do number 1. And that is the correct answer. And Linoone's translator is now detached. But we have one more Pokemon that we have to do. And it's on the stadium steps. And it's this Seedot right here. Alright, what is this Pokemon's name? Honestly, Seedot, Nuzleaf, or Shiftry? Duh, it's going to be Seedot. And that's the last Pokemon that we have to do in Phenac City. And now we have to head back to Agate Village and talk to the Wobbuffet again. Alright, let's see if the Cryoanalyzer will work on this Wobbuffet. No quiz appeared. This Pokemon Translator appears to be broken down. Oh, great. Nothing is going to cure this thing. Still no good. What will become a Wobbuffet? Well, let's go back to the doctor and talk to him again. Alright, Kaminko. What's that you say? There is a Pokemon translator that is not affected by a voice case and won't display a quiz for the Cry Analyzer? Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying, so fix this. It seems unlikely, but it may be defective. There is but one other way for detaching that translator. Well, do tell. Speak to it with a Pokemon's voice. If it opens its heart to you, the translator should detach immediately. Okay, well that's what we're looking for. But that hardly seems possible. This is vexing. Okay, so all you have to do is go back and talk to the Wobbuffet again, and we'll explain it to them. Neither Wobbuffet nor my old dad will say anything, so the house has been ghostly quiet of late. I feel terrible for the both of them. They seem so sad. Alright, so we're explaining this to the guy. Oh, could such a thing be true? Oh, it sure can. The doctor said so. Dad. Wabu? And he's gonna, like, try to mimic what Wobbuffet would sound like. And he gets a little bit too into it there, and I'm not going to try to mimic it because I can't. And finally, at last, Wobbuffet's Pokemon translator is going to come off, and that's the last Pokemon that we had to save. So we have now saved all of the Pokemon in the Ore region from this vexing Pokemon translator issue. Alright, so now we can go back to the treehouse and talk to Bella. Culination, I heard what you did. Instead of just a gate, you went out and checked Pokemon all over, or it would take you to do that, Culination. I know, no one else would do that. Just me. But this whole silly mess, it was that eccentric Dr. Kaminko's doing, wasn't it? Doesn't he realize what he's done? No, he blamed Shobin. If I see that Dr. Kaminko, I'll be sure to give him a piece of my mind. I love old ladies that do that. Oh, and this is a small token of appreciation for me, what we've been after the entire time, the Lucky Egg, which will actually help our Pokemon gain more experience. So it's pretty much like having a traded Pokemon because it'll get a boosted experience rating when it's holding that item. So if you need help defeating Mount Battle, the last couple of areas, I would suggest using that to train. It'll help you get there faster. But that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. In the next episode, we're going to purify the rest of the Shadow Pokemon that is in the PC, and we also are going to take a crack at that Shadow Lugia. Stay tuned for episode number 115. Game on!